Alright, let's read this. The Sonozaki family. The one to drastically expand its influence after the war was the Sonozaki family. The leader at the time was Ryu Sonozaki, who still had that seat today. Ryu Sonozaki had grown old, and today you could only catch a glimpse of who she was at the time. From what I've been told, however, she was the leader extolled as the best in history. Oh, is this Mion's grandmother? Having become so old, aside from going out a few times a week for lessons, she spends her time at the home in solitude and seems to leave most of the ceremony affairs to her heir, Mion. There are different views on why the successor was not her daughter but her granddaughter, Mion, I guess. But it's rumored that it has to do with disownment of her daughter and son-in-law. That uninhibited Jesus Christ, granddaughter. I can't say, that's such a hard word to say, holy shit. Mion Sonozaki still shows no sign of the dignity required of the next leader. However, she does have the Sonozaki blood in her veins and is permitted the name of demon. She still doubtlessly requires caution and is probably hiding her fangs and claws as skillfully as the leaders of the past did. I can't do the un and the in. That's like uninhibited. Uninhibited. I did it, Dad. That's really awkward to say. What's this old car crap? Yes, the postal worker hasn't seen anything today. The Sonozaki main house has their seal hanging from them. Oh my god, a seal from their mailbox, so that anybody. Oh damn, I want that seal emote now with the shack. They're still hanging from their mailbox so that anyone can stamp their mail or parcels with it and drop it in. Oh, it's not even like the right seal, is it? That's like a seal of approval. Nah, that's rather careless of them. So when was she last seen? She was last seen at the Watanagashi opening ceremony greetings. She apparently returned home right after that. Fuck off, Papa. Well, she is pretty old. From what I've learned, she goes out a few times a week to take lessons, right? Have you found anything out about that? Every Monday she goes to the assembly hall to practice the Taishigoto, but she didn't go this week. Any calls to say she wasn't going to be there? Anyone confirmed it? No, nobody. She apparently takes days off once in a while though, so no one thought it was strange. Tomorrow, why don't we pretend we're in the town hall and call around 10 o'clock? Please figure out whether she's at home. 10 o'clock? Got it. Ever since it started to seem more and more like ancient Hinazawa traditions that's had something to do with all of this, he's been keeping a careful eye on the three families. At this point, the leader of the Kimayoshi family and the leader of the Furude family had disappeared. There's only one leader left. Ryu Sonozaki, the leader of the Sonozaki family. She was apparently a pretty old woman. Her dignity hadn't waned, but she still only appeared before people rarely, so it was difficult to confirm where she was at any given time. She, the last leader, hadn't been since the day of the hadn't been seen since the day of the Watanagashi. Was she still alive and well within the Sonozaki main house, or had she? According to Mion Sonozaki, she had fallen ill and was sleeping it off. I wonder if she's really sleeping. I'd like to take a look at her face and her pose. You can say that again. The two of them breathed out a big puff of cigarette smoke. Big boy. Yeah, man. Rishi-san, about the search warrants for the Sonozaki main house and the Furude shrine. Do you think we get them? Rishi didn't respond, exhaled another cloud of tobacco smoke. His surroundings now as foggy as his mind. That was a good sentence. I like that. On the scrapbook 10. Oh man, this scrapbook's pretty big. The hidden demon. That word. The inhabitants of Hinazawa believe that the blood of demons flows in their blood. As such, the character for demon is treated as very sacred. For example, usage of the character in names is apparently right reserved for only the leaders of the Kimayoshi and Sonozaki families. Case in point, we can say it in the current Sonozaki family leader's name, Oryu, is written with the character. Why is this like in the translation? I don't get it. She's playing for Denmark in OWs. I think I'm missing a joke there. Is Sarah like a player that's called Rika or something in the Denmark team? I think that. Oh, okay. This, and only this, is proof that there is a legitimate leader of the Sonozaki family. In the same way, Mion Sonozaki, its successor, retains that character in her name, with me being written as that character. Oh. I did not know that. That's cool though. That's such a cute profile picture, holy shit. It also goes for Oyu's daughter and Mion's mother, Akane, who did not succeed her. It's known that before the disowning, Akane's name was actually written as that, though it was changed afterwards to this, still read as an Akane. Incidentally, it's thought that the first character, the Mayor Kichiro's name, originally meant demon, which should also be read as Ki. This is so lost on me, and probably every English-speaking person as well. It should be said that the names used in the character aren't limited only to successors of the Sonozaki family. You can even find it in the last names of the three families. For example, the characters for Kimayoshi are likely a split-up version of that. If you write it reverse and top to bottom, as that it clearly resembles the character that. As for the Furudi family, who has been in the Shinto priesthood for generations, the word fortune teller can be written without interval characters. I think that with the addition of the demon's horn, the tick on the top of the character, the Gamba, that is just such a joke. In the case of the Sonozaki family, where Sonozaki is written like that, that's just fancy. There's a box around it and everything. I can't find any reference to the character, perhaps because it's already ingrained into their first names. This is ridiculous. They were the clan responsibility. I would have watched like a let's play of this and see like how they did it. They were the clan responsibility for running the Watanagashi ceremony, so I think that instead they included the contents of the ceremony into their last name. The Zaki in Sonozaki is a conjugation of the word for slice and sono, written as that. Probably contains the hidden meaning of human body, as it is a complicated mess of organs enclosed by four sides. I think, in other words, that Sonozaki comes from those who slice open the gut. Ooh, interesting. Is this kanji or hiragana? I haven't got a clue. I thought hiragana was like the more simplified ones, and then kanji is like multiple hiragana together or something, but I haven't really looked into it. I know kanji is like more complex and harder to read. I should change my name to Watanagashi. Yeah, he should. I'm back. How did it go? Did you find any clues? The officers shook their head in disappointment. Exhaustion was plainly showing on everyone's faces. That was only natural. None of them had gotten a wink of sleep since the day of Watanagashi. Chief, let the youngest of us take a nap and then switch them out. We've got a long stretch ahead of us after all. Let's not push ourselves too hard. Rest up so we can take it easy as we go. I've been telling them to sleep in shifts. Nobody actually seems willing to sleep though. Can you tell themselves, Yuichi-san? Oh my, you don't need to force yourselves. Komiyama-kun. Please let everyone sleep in shifts, starting with the youngest. Komiyama-san, please do that. After the chief told him as well, Komiyama-san left his seat. So, Chief, still no good on our request? It's just a rumour among the villagers in the first place, you know. It's going to be difficult without more concrete evidence. Even when that evidence might be tucked away in there. We need evidence that evidence is tucked away in there. What? Chief, don't start speaking in riddles to me now. We have witnesses that say 4 people, including the 2 who died, went into the forbidden ritual storehouse without permission. This is all reliable information. You might call it information, but they're really only rumours. I've read that as tumours. Oh my god. They're not concrete evidence. Well, it's true that we don't have any pictures of the 4 of them sneaking in with the cloth tied around their heads. I feel like we need a command for like the cicadas or something. I don't know if... I can't really think of anything about... apart from just spamming emotes of a cicada. Shall I get one of those for next stream? Anyway, those 4 saw something inside the storehouse, if that's if they accept it. Something important enough that they've been erased. Important enough that they'd be erased? What would that be exactly? That's why I'm asking for a warrant to go looking for it in the first place. Anything pointing out the Sonozaki family's connections to violent organization would be a major contender, like a pile of Tokarevs or a secret poppy production facility. So that's like a pistol, isn't it? The secret Sonozaki family fortune would also be pretty difficult to discard, or it's completely not, and I'm just making that up. Look, Oishi-san, I know how you feel. However, that storehouse is a sacred building belonging to the Furide Shrine, and we need to have a proper consideration for the locals when dealing with it. I'm just gonna Google it before I look like a fucking idiot. Okay, he's just coming up with Nicolas Cage movies. It is a gun. Haha, I was right. Call of Duty has taught me well. I heard that there was an hour-long call made from the Congressman Sonozaki to the big man. Chief, could he have nailed you back down? Anyway, as long as we don't have suitable evidence, we won't get a search warrant for the storehouse. That goes for the Sonozaki main house too. Especially considering that's the jurisdiction of both Section 4 and the Prefectural Police's Crime Prevention Division. We need careful preparations first. If you say you need preparation, then why don't you just let me talk with them directly? Oh my god, Shig! Shig-chan is the head of Section 4, right? For crime prevention, it's Yamomi-san. They seem like they'd be quicker to talk if I set them down at a mahjong table. Chief, you have a visitor. Yikes. Oh, yikes. Pretty sure the employee who guided him who guided him in right out of the way was an old man who looked like a Yakuza member, given his crested kimono and hakama. I don't know what a hakama is. Like a hat or something? Oh, that. Did he not get enough of this over the phone? I am Congressman Sonozaki. I demand to know who's responsible for this incident. Hello. I'm the division chief, Takasugi. I don't need your name. I could have you demoted. I could have you demoted on a whim. You wouldn't even be enough. Bring out the one called Higurashi or whatever. He deserves punishment for requesting a search warrant on the sacred Furide Shrine. I sincerely apologize. Higurashi is currently out on an investigation and he's been difficult to contact. I'll take his place and hear you out. So please have a seat. The chief's eyes were telling me to get out of here. Perhaps I'll gratefully accept this favour. Maybe I'll go lay down in the nap room. Listen here, the Furide Shrine spent 2,600 years under the imperial calendar and 2,500 more beyond that. It is sacred, a sanctuary that must never be defiled. The 800,000 gods, Oishiro-sama, and the spirits of our ancestors are enshrined there. The holy shrine protects Hinamizawa from when the sun comes up to when it sets, and from when the moon rises to when it falls. Your name, 2016. What? I don't know. I feel like that was a bit delayed. Who is the idiot who wanted to set foot in here? Besides, the right to religion is the most revered right of the people of this country in the Constitution. You dare to be so bold as to sully that using your own investigation negligence as pretext? I cannot and will not allow it. Oh my god, my reading is fucking awful today. Are you listening, you lied scum? Wow, that's rude. Jesus Christ, this wall of text though. Holy Christ. Imagine that like just popped up like instantly without like the each sentence type thing. I'm angry now, so you're not getting off the hook that easily. Thank God for that. Right, let's actually start the story, I guess. I saw a ceiling I was familiar with. Though I was groggy from sleep, I did notice that I was in my futon, like I was every morning. I looked at my clock, and despite having turned in so late last night, I had awoken at precisely the same moment I always did. I was so low on sleep, but I guess you really can't get up the same time every day. Pfft, I can't. The secrets of the human body never cease to amaze me. If I went back to sleep like this, I would definitely not be waking up again. I spurred myself on and slipped out of my futon. My caps lock key just came off. What, like, literally the key came off? How? I guess if there's nothing kind of like around the edge of it, then it could easily pop off. Mum asked me about last night at breakfast. Apparently we too had gotten a call asking if we knew where Rika-chan and Satoko were, and Mum vaguely understood that something serious was happening. So then, you were out last night with all your friends looking for them. until about 3, I think. Yeah. Did you find them? Rika-chan and Satoko-chan, I mean. I warily bit into my toast. It didn't really have any taste. Ding dong. Just then we heard the chime go ding dong. For God's sake. I looked up at the clock and saw that it was about 5 minutes past my regular meeting time with Reina. It was her at the door. Good morning. Oh dear. Oh dear. Did you get any sleep? Did you? I think I slept for a few hours. You could probably count them on a chicken's toast. What? Okay. I've never heard that phrase before. I'm guessing that means like maximum of 3. I don't know how many toast chickens have. That's weird. I've never heard that before. Have you guys heard that phrase before? Raina seemed pretty sleep deprived as well. There was something missing from her usual spirit. Yeah. That's what I gathered. That's such a weird phrase there. Are you going to school? Yeah, I think it'd be better that way. She said, smiling, albeit stiffly. Raina was probably worrying her heart out about those two as well. Even so, she wanted to go to school. What a nerd. If you stay home today, I think you'd just be worrying non-stop and sleeping. I don't want that. So let's go to school together. Alright, wait just a moment. I'll get ready. I was just a little bit happy about Raina mustering that much consideration for me. Nice girl, Raina. Somebody cares about me. We went to the place where we'd usually meet up and be on, but she was nowhere to be found. We were a little bit late today, so we thought she'd be waiting for us. I guess Mi-chan couldn't wake up today, huh? That's right. For her, it wasn't just yesterday. She was up all night looking for the mayor the night before last too. We waited for a bit. Time passed until it got to the point where it was okay for us to go on alone, and we exchanged glances. What do we do? Wait a little longer? At that point, my brain, which had finally been woken up by the morning air, recalled the ominous words that Oishi-san had left me with last night. The leaders of the 3 families were disappearing one after another. And next, it might be the Sonozaki's leader. Could Mion have... No, that couldn't be. Let's go. Let's let her sleep for today. Raina gave me a pat on the back. Mion, she's still here, right? Did you say something? Oh, nothing. Just talking to myself. Let's get moving. The 2 of us headed to school by ourselves. Damn, school's gonna be so lowly. There's gonna be no lollies. There's gonna be no Mion. It's basically just those 2. Like, what's even the point? They don't even do like work anyway. Or they don't even like properly learn stuff. On the way, we saw a bunch of classmates accompanied by their parents. It even looked like some of them were being taken to school by car. Surprisingly, the principal was also standing watch at the school gate. I'd never seen that before. Good morning. Good morning. The principal was bowing to our classmates' guardians. The wooden sword leaning next to him was a little ominous. Maribara-kun, good morning. Ryugu-kun, good... Why did he call her kun? That's weird. Good morning. Your teacher has something important to say, so go straight to your classroom, alright? Rain and I said nothing. The madness that only existed at night had finally crawled out into the sunlight. That's what it felt like. Why not go to school? It's not like they do any work. Yeah, exactly. Good morning, everyone. The hushed conversations that had been spreading for a while now all disappeared like an illusion the moment our teacher walked into the door. Silence dominated the classroom. The principal came in with our teacher as well. This was clearly not a normal morning. First, the principal had something important to tell everyone. Go ahead, Mr. Principal. The principal cleared his throat and approached the dais? What the fuck is that? A low platform for a lectern, seats of honor, or throne. Okay. I'm in game of Dota, so I won't be in chat, but I'm still listening. Alright, that's fine, dude. I'm sure some of you already know this. The classroom was dead silent. Everyone was staring at Rika-chan and Satoko's empty seats. I hope you know you won't be getting levels. And you won't be able to click on those circles to get you 3 points. The principal briefly and simply declared that Rika-chan and Satoko had gone missing. There wasn't a single person in the classroom who didn't already know. There seems to be many, however, who couldn't accept it as the truth. It had been confirmed to them now by the principal's words. There was sobs throughout the classroom, and I heard a kid crying. Oh, they suddenly spread throughout. No, I fancied her. Where's she got to go? Spread throughout the whole room. The big-hearted principal wasn't able to keep his cool either. Okay, everyone, pay attention. From today on, your parents or guardians will be taking you to school. Oh, that's lame. For those who, for those of you whose parents can't do so, you'll be coming here in groups. And for all the orphans, fuck you. I made a handout, so read it carefully and be sure to show it to your parents. Story time, what's that? Hell yeah. Hey, Amy. Did you give up with those two again? Or did you get cucked by your family? Understand? The teacher's voice was a little abrasive. Not even she could conceal the strain she felt from the unprecedented, abnormal situation. Whose figure is that? Oh, Shroud. Okay. They should have just cancelled school today. However, Raina told me that the school was also like a nursery for the students whose parents both worked, so some of them wouldn't want school to be cancelled. I'm so slightly bad at O's to didn't even start. Oh, no, I know that feeling. I was so trash today, it's not even funny. Well then, let's begin the lesson. Class president, she's absent, I see. Then whoever is on day duty, let me hear it. All rise. That feeling of wanting to maintain an everyday atmosphere, even if only in school, precisely because our lives have been messed up, was something that I agreed with at this point. Bell hype. Ha, I can beat you to it because you have delay. Fuck you. As for the teachers who always had their lunch in the staff lounge, she ate it in the classroom today. I had to laugh at her curry bento, which was just a rumour until now, but there was nobody to laugh with me. Oh, this has just got like super depressing. I couldn't hit triples, the things just couldn't figure out for some reason. Oh, that was bad fun. Raina bought her... Why did that pop up as soon as I opened stream labels? What? Raina bought her chair and lunch over to... I'm going to record this sick gameplay. Raina brought her chair over and lunch over to my seat. Today, it was only the two of us. The fact that we didn't need to drag any of our desks over was sad. I like how they're not friends with anybody else in the classroom at all. It's just like that group of like 5 people. I'm sleepy. Yeah, I don't feel like sleeping anymore though. In fact, I'm jealous of the people that could sleep at a time like this. They've got nerves of steel. But everyone dies, yeah. No, they're not dead, they're just everybody's gone missing. Which is like even worse. It's a horror visual novel called Higurashi When They Cry. I think I linked it to you the other day. But this is like 25 hours plus into the story, so you're probably not going to understand like what's going on. Basically, our friends are disappearing. 2 of them being lollies, the other being not a lolly. No, it doesn't. Yeah, it's like mystery horror, I guess. But this is just like weird at the moment. You do get the times where it's like nightmarish. The characters go like evil, and they're like, you know, they're gonna. No, it's like so it's split into different arcs. The first arc was like 15 hours, and then like it reset in the second one, like time wise. So it's like different stuff is happening, but over the same time period. And this is, so what was this? Probably about 10 hours in, Dada, I guess. And yeah, stuff doesn't usually pick up like till like kind of near the end, I guess. There's a lot of like, I guess, foreshadowing and information, and then like and questions asked, and then it all kind of like pieces it together near the end. I was sleepy this morning, but my drowsiness has dissipated after coming to school and constantly feeling incredible tension. Raina's bento box didn't have its usual luster. That was to be expected. Raina was up for a long time last night too. She wouldn't have any time to make her lunch beforehand. So this is not like she would have gotten up early this morning. Grab anything you want. Go ahead. You can admit it that my bento's better today. Okay, then I'll have some. Wow, Chikiro roll with Pirelli and cheese. That's interesting. Yeah, so sure is interesting. Level 2. Yeah, I mean it's a commitment for sure. But I don't know. I'm really into it. Rainers, yours might have ready-made food in but it's pretty good too. Wow, I messed up that sentence real bad. I realised that the two of us were desperately trying to brighten the afternoon mood to its usual level as much as we could. I looked around the classroom, and it seemed like we were the only ones trying to do so, surrounded as we were by gloominess. Just the two of us sharing our lunches like this. It's sort of, well, oh my god, it's like a date. Sort of like something. It's like just awkward laughter. Our laughter grew quieter. I was the first one to mess up. Sorry. I mean, well, I'm sorry. No, it's okay. It's not your fault. Our chopsticks both stopped moving. We couldn't keep it up anymore. Rika-chan, Satake, I wonder where they went. Those words might have sounded too miserable. Everyone was thinking it, using roundabout ways to address the topic, but I came right out and said it. I heard Reina catch her breath. Yesterday, while you were gone, I heard a bunch of things, so you know what? So I'll tell you what I know, okay? Sorry again about last night. Go ahead. At that time, since they had arrived for support, Reina was helping the Ladies' Society cook the miso soup we've had. They reported all the information the villagers had gathered, and Reina said she overheard it. They didn't know anything important though, did they? Rika-chan and Satoko went home after school, and they apparently went somewhere on their bikes, but other than that, Miona told me yesterday, we had no clues. Yeah, the police also said that they probably went out on their bikes to go play somewhere as soon as they got home. If they were going out to play somewhere on their bikes right after getting home, then they might have gone into town. So I guess they concluded they disappeared while in Okonomiya. The police were saying how they were going to expand their search to Okonomiya in the morning. I can't really. My voice doesn't go like high pitched. It's like a voice crack, which I don't want that to happen. I try to do like a softer voice for like the lolly characters, but I haven't got a very wide range. I'd make sense why we couldn't find them, even though we searched all of Hinamazawa then. Still, something didn't fit. I had no basis for thinking that, just a gut feeling. Yeah, like her. I revealed... Oh yeah, do you want to see something interesting? Or something funny? Where is it? Oh no, I haven't got the original. Oh, never mind. So there's like... when this game came out in like 2002, there was like really, really old sprites, and they look ridiculous. Oh god. Wow, I cannot type. Yeah, it wasn't like it got ported to like the PS2 and it was voiced on that, but then they ported it like back to PC on Steam, and then they took out the voice acting for some reason. And it's like, you can patch it, but holy shit, I can't figure out for the life of me how to do it. I revealed something to Rika-chan that was likely very important to her that day. Then Rika-chan had told me to leave it to her, and then, well, what did she say? Alright, if she didn't work hard, then something bad might happen to the dog too, I think. With all that talk of dogs and cats, I still don't have the faintest idea what she really meant. But it might have been Rika-chan's way of saying this was a race against time. Hey, Magish, level 16. I know you're not really there, but congratulations, in spirit. Damn it, I selfishly pushed my anxiety on Rika-chan and tried to run away. When I thought about it, I shouldn't have run back then. I should have asked her more about the dogs and cats. The more I think back on it, I really screwed up. Anyways, I don't think Rika-chan was in a situation where she'd just go off and play somewhere. Of course, I didn't have any evidence or conviction to base that on. It was just a hunch. I don't think she'd go into town. You think so too, Keishuken? I agree. Rika-chan and Satoko-chan must have disappeared in Hinamazawa. I looked back at Reina, startled. I could hear the conviction in those words. Without replying to my gaze, she took her bento box and went to the hallway. Hey, Amy, why don't you do all the girl voices in this? And then I can do like all Keishi's parts. That'd be great. I'm going to go rinse this out. She timed that in a way that that broke off the conversation. Suddenly, I get the feeling that the next thing she had to say would be hard. It would be hard to say aloud in the classroom. So we're going to say it next to the weird sink in the corridor. I hurriedly grabbed my bento box and followed her. Raina didn't go to the kitchenette, but what the hell is that? The fuck is a kitchenette? This small cooking area, which usually has a fridge and a microwave. Ah, okay. Gotcha. Raina didn't go to the kitchenette, but rather to the water fountains out back, where students seldom went. The water flowed down onto our bento boxes. During that time, Raina didn't say a word. Then afterwards, making sure there was no other students around, she finally opened her mouth to speak. Trust you don't want me voicing. I know. Unironically say some weeb shit mid-sentence and scream daddy in my most weeb response. Dude, that sounds amazing. The whole thing about Riki-chan and Satsuko-chan going into town to play and then disappearing. That didn't make sense for some reason, so I decided to investigate a little bit myself. Who did you ask? What did you ask him about? I asked the Lady Society all kinds of things. There was a lot of tofu in the miso soup yesterday, remember? The old lady from the tomato tofu shop came too. The tomato tofu shop? Oh, I remember. That was one of the stores on the road leading to the hospital. Those huge lumps of tofu dancing in the bathtub like cistern always looked nice and refreshing. I knew that word, but I'd never seen it written before. The old lady says she remembers Satsuko-chan stopping to buy tofu there on their way home from school. Tofu? Well, it's on the way home, right? How is that a clue? It's a clue, okay? It's tofu. Just listen, do you remember when we went to Rika-chan's house? Raina stepped away from the sinks and spread her arms wide to recreate the space of Rika-chan's room. There was a pot on her gas cooker and there was miso soup in it. I think there was probably about half of it inside. The rest was in the refrigerator. They must have been planning to make chilled tofu. It was on a plate in plastic wrap. As Raina explained, she walked around it, as if she was really going through Rika-chan's room. Still, Raina, why does this matter? Keijigan, when you make miso soup, you put the tofu in last. That means Rika-chan or Satsuko-chan, whoever was cooking, was standing there making it right up until dinner time. It's a clue. Right up until dinner time? Wasn't everyone saying their bikes weren't around, so they must have gone somewhere to play by themselves? The trash in the countertop bin was put in there really awkwardly too. Rika-chan makes most of their food and lunches, but occasionally Satsuko-chan does it too. So Satsuko-chan was cooking that night. So they someone kidnapped them. And they're trying to pretend they weren't ever there or something. Or I'm probably missing the point there. So that means that Satsuko at least didn't go somewhere to play. She was preparing dinner. Yeah. Then I took a look at the rice cooker and there was rice for two still in there. So she made dinner for both of them, but neither of them ate it. Is that it? Raina nodded. So next I looked in the fridge. There was some chilled tofu made from the other half that they bought. That's not all either. There was a whole bunch of plates with side dishes for dinner, and all of them were in plastic wrap. You usually plastic wrap things so that you can have leftovers for the next day. My mum does it all the time too, using breakfast or lunch. That's right, you use plastic wrap to save leftovers for later, so the fact that they were in the fridge means that they didn't plan on eating them that night at least. Is that what it means? Keiichi-kun, think a little hard. Yeah, please, I'm barely understanding this. Their dinner was totally untouched and wrapped up. What do you think that means? They're running away, I don't know. That means that they didn't need to eat dinner anymore, so they wouldn't have gone out to eat or ordered takeout. So it must have been really sudden too. If they decided to go out to do that beforehand, they wouldn't have made anything, but there was dinner for the two of them. I'm so focused on not mess up the words, I'm barely understanding what the words mean. That means when Satsuko-chan was making their dinner, they really thought that they were going to eat until right before they didn't. So then, the theory about the two of them going out to play and then disappearing is wrong? Yep, they disappeared after making dinner and right before they ate it, probably around 7 o'clock. Where would they have gone at a time like that by themselves without eating? That's obvious where this is leading. Keiichi-kun, do you remember? On their fold-out table, there were things like soy sauce and chopstick holder. There might have been something like that. I didn't remember. The container for the soy sauce, it was empty. There wasn't even a drop left. Chilled tofu wouldn't taste good without it, so I looked under their sink for the large bottle of bottle of soy sauce they had. You sure know about where they keep stuff. She's like total like creep. She's like so obsessed with them. I've been to Vika-chan's house and cooked for them before. Vika cleared her throat. Her face returned into a serious expression. Then when I opened the cabinet, the big bottle of soy sauce wasn't there at all. It wasn't there. What does that mean? Everything I'm going to say from here on is just Reina's idea, so please listen until the end without saying anything. Last night, Satoko was making dinner like normal. Rika-chan usually watched TV until the food was ready, so she probably was lying down watching a variety show or something. Satoko put the tofu in the miso soup, and right when the dinner was about to be ready, she noticed that they were out of soy sauce. So is this bitch the murderer or something? No. But probably not. She's pretty normal in this game, at least. She's like trying to figure out like what the hell happened to them, because they just like kind of like mysteriously disappeared, and it could be like a curse, or somebody could be like kidnapping them and covering it up as a curse. Yeah, not this time. That's already happened. That'd be a spoiler if like it hadn't happened yet, but it has happened. So Rika-chan, who had nothing to do, bought the big bottle of soy sauce to a neighbor's house to borrow theirs. The soy sauce is the murderer. Does she own a basement there? I don't think so. What this girl, or the one that went missing? Because she probably does. She's kind of creepy. She is someone that she always wants to take them home. She's like, oh, I want to take them home with me. So she probably does have a basement, like filled with lollies that she's just like stolen from like different periods of her life. But that's not really where this is going, I don't think. Although that would be very funny. I don't really know my neighbours that well. Would people be willing to just give her soy sauce? No! No one would give their soy sauce away. Yeah, it's not all that uncommon in Hinabazawa. They treat it like... God, I don't even know what they treat it like. Like their most prized possession is just soy sauce. So Rika-chan rode her bike out to get some soy sauce. No matter how long Satoko-chan waited though, Rika-chan didn't come back. So then Satoko called up the house where Rika-chan was going. But Rika happened to be imposing on you? Something like that. Then the other person must have replied with something like this. Oh my god, this is like just all speculation. We have plenty of food here, so you should come too, Satoko-chan. Rika-chan has already eaten. I think that's how they called her out there. Okay, so someone's like baiting her. Satoko called Rika a few names in private and then wrapped up the dinner she had made for them. She put it in the fridge so she could use it for breakfast and lunch the next day. This is very like specific. I'd let her still. And Satoko got on her bike too and headed for the house where Rika-chan was. So it says, yeah, I think that's where this is going. Yeah. Okay, but this is already pretty strange. You don't normally make so much food that you can give it to the people who suddenly arrived at your house. A veteran wife house. Jesus Christ. A veteran housewife would never normally make so much food that she could feed 2 extra people. Could it have just been... Oh my Jesus Christ, that scared the living shit out of me. Holy Christ. Holy God. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't think this had voice acting. Oh my God. Holy shit. Hey, finally did it. Thanks for the thanks for the redemption. Did you even write? Wait, I need to show up stream now. Dada. You just want the is that you just saying your Discord name, or do you actually want your role just to be called Dada? That'd be quite amazing if you do. Oh my God. Could it just be a coincidence that they made too much? God, but I'm so... Yeah, I know it is. You're supposed to add like the name as well and the color. Jesus Christ, I'm so on edge now from that. God damn. It's still unthinkable. It is flatly denied me. Let's say flatly or faultly. Flatly. Okay. Since Rika-chan knew that Satoko-chan had worked really hard to make dinner for them, didn't she? No matter what kind of food she was offered, she wouldn't let Satoko-chan's dinner go to waste. Mega hurt. Oh my god, I hate you. Fair enough. This is all only circumstantial evidence and Reina's guesswork. Even so, it was all extremely convincing. It was the only ray of hope we had to topple this situation bereft. I don't know what that word is. Of clues. Then Reina, where did Rika-chan go to get soy sauce? That was the heart of it. It would have to be somewhere she'd be comfortable with asking for soy sauce, and then somewhere Satoko wouldn't think it suspicious that she'd been invited for dinner. So who was it? I promise you, it's not just all soy sauce mysteries. This is really weird. This is like compared to everything else that's happened. It's not like spooky at all. Reina slowly shook her head. Please don't go evil. Okay. That's all for Reina's guesses. These are all just ideas, okay? Keep them a secret from the police. I feel like it's way too elaborate. It's way too elaborate for like just guesses. Maybe she knows something. I don't know. What is there to hide? Even if only half of what you said is right, it should be good. It should be a good clue for all of this. I feel like the story itself isn't. It's not going in the direction where Reina's a culprit or anything, but this is getting slightly strange. Keiichi-kun, this all means suspecting someone from Hinamazawa. We can't suspect anyone without a really good reason. I saw a few girls coming over to rinse out their bento boxes. Shit, run! Reina cut the conversation short there and returned to the classroom. I stared there alone, my body bathed in the lively voices of the cicadas. Let's think about this. In my own way, Reina had barely any information to go on, and yet she had reasoned out that much. So there should be something that only I, who knew far more than Reina did, could deduce. Rishi-san said this last night too, but this incident was definitely occurring within Hinamazawa. So this red-haired bitch has multiple personality disorder, and our other person is fucking sorceress. Damn, you nailed it. The mystery of the whole game. You solved it just like that. That's amazing. I thought you were actually like, you were almost, I was like, oh wow, you're actually like, you've always picked up like, basically almost the plot of the first game within like 10 minutes, but then you just like killed it with the soy sauce thing. Reina might have not wanted to believe it, but it's basically a given that the culprit is someone from the village. The trigger for everything was when the four of us trespassed in the forbidden storehouse. Somebody saw us going in there. For the culprits, breaking the taboo was a crime punishable by death. Oh god. So that night, Tomotaki-san and Takano-san were sacrificed. Then there were two left. Shion and myself. However, before the culprits bore their fangs on Shion and me, they went after the Mion. Oh, I didn't say that. They went after the mayor, to whom Shion had confessed a sin. Wow, that was a mess up and a half. Next, they went for Riki-chan, to whom I'd confessed my sin. Then what about Satoko? Just a stray bullet? By itself, Riki-chan being sacrificed after I told her everything was mortifying. I feel like they could make this game so much cooler if they hid shit in the foreground pictures that, if you noticed, alluded to things. Use the turn game like... Yeah, it's like a lot. Most visual novels at least have choices to like, do you want to do this thing or do you want to do that thing? Do you want to say this? Do you want to say that? But this is literally just, you just click through it, and you just finish the game like that. That would be pretty cool though, but it's not. I guess it's visual novels don't really work like that. They just have like a folder of backgrounds. They just have like a folder of backgrounds, and they like there's usually just like a few backgrounds for like certain scenes. They don't have like individual ones for each like specific time, although that could be pretty interesting. Where the fuck am I? Wait. I don't know what Satoko has to do with this. That's a good idea. I mean, that would be cool, but that's too advanced for this 2002 visual novel software. By itself, Riki-chan being sacrificed after I've told her everything was mortifying. But Satoko, who was sacrificed for no reason. Wasn't that all more regrettable? Everything was my fault. Yeah, you're pretty useless, Keiji. Who would be the next to disappear? Would it be Shion and me next time? No, they're just gonna kill off Reina because screw you. Like, just taking away all... That actually might be true, actually. Because they said... Didn't they mention something about they would, they'd, like, get rid of all his friends and then make him suffer. And then they'd, like, kill him last or something. Am I thinking of something else? Why weren't the culprits going for Shion and me right away there? If they had enough power to erase the mayor and Rika-chan, then why not just get rid of Shion and me? If they went first, well, I wouldn't like it, but I could still tolerate it. I could tolerate dying. Nice. What I couldn't forgive was them getting rid of those who confessed to. I don't think they did. Did they not? What the hell am I thinking of then? I thought that's what happened. Now that I think of it, yesterday Shion said something alarming. She felt like someone was watching her. I think that Mion going missing today isn't because she got kidnapped. I'm not sure. I feel like it's either Mion or her grandmother's gone missing, or they're behind it all. So then, was someone watching me as well? Strangely though, I hadn't felt anything like that until now. Also, we don't know where Shion is because she lives in town. So we haven't, like, actually seen her today. So she could be, like, gone as well. Or instead of. Even though the root cause of everything, I had never once had that impression. Maybe that was simply because Shion was more cautious than me, and I was just careless. That's another story, though. Let's get back on track. Why weren't the culprits going after Shion and me? I felt like that's where the key to this lay. Could it be... Was I making a big assumption that I shouldn't have been? I thought and thought, but couldn't come up with an answer. The one thing I understood was that I was a concerned party to this case, and that I had a duty to watch over it until everything got resolved. Why does this leaderboard keep dying? Also, it doesn't show subs. Feels bad, man. Oh man, you're not even in the top 10 anymore. How do you feel? I heard the ring of the bell declaring the end of the lunch break. Hell yeah. That belly bit's gonna come in handy. Or command. Would someone else disappear tonight? If no one else did, then I wanted them to get rid of me tonight for sure, and then put an end to all of this. Sean's hysterical voice on the phone last night came back to mind. They planned to murder those close to us first, making us... Yeah, see? I remembered it, you didn't. Haha. Yeah, this is what I was on about. They, like, making us miserable as possible, and then only would they kill us. Or only then would they kill us. My Burkon, lunch break is over. Go back to the classroom. As the principal was urgent, I returned to the classroom, which was quiet as the streets at night. Yeah, they did. Why would I? Oh, well, yeah, but that's all I meant. I meant like the game told us in some form. There were a lot of parents picking up their children after school. It was just like a kindergarten. Oh, God. The students whose parents didn't come went home as a group. The kids with the parents who don't give a shit about them, left on their own. We left school with everyone else following the assigned route. Even while leaving, nobody said anything funny. They all looked like exhausted mountaineers silently marching through the mountains. And before you're the kidnapper. That'd be a pretty crazy plot twist. As we went on, oh god, as we went, one left and then another, and in the end, it was just Reina and me. I was supposed to escort Reina all the way to her house, but she declined. She's more of a man than me. She will be escorting me home today. Will you be alright? It's not safe to go home alone. It'd be just as dangerous for you to go home by yourself after bringing me back, Keiichi-kun. It's still light out anyway. I'll be fine. I see. Then be careful, okay? Yeah, isn't that a policeman? Reina pointed towards my house. Oh shit. Oh god, it's a car. There was a car stopped in front of it. From out... There's no way that's not a typo. Come on, that's not a word. Please don't tell me that's a word. From is not a word. Piss off. I can't tell if you're taking the piss out of me or you're agreeing. I couldn't find anything. Dude, there's times before where I'm like, oh, come on, that's no way that's a typo, and it wasn't. Stop bullying me. From out the car came Oishi-san. He must have been waiting for my return to ambush me. Like, this game is, like, so on point with, like, grammar and spelling that I'm always wrong when I point something out. This is the only time I've noticed something. Oishi-san started walking over wearing that annoying grin. I hate when it changes to old backgrounds. It's so jarring. Reina, you should go. If you get involved with him, you'll be here for hours. but what did the police want with you? With you? Reina's a good person. Even when I made a fuss over Rikisha's disappearance, she never asked me why I did. She could have been suspecting me ever since then, and that would have been okay. Even so, she hadn't asked me anything. She didn't try and pressure me into revealing the truth. I'm not the culprit. I know that. That said, I can't say that I'm totally uninvolved with this incident. Reina simply listened and smiled like she always did. Even though I had insinuated I was related to the incident, she didn't look at me as though though she was looking at something dirty. No, not in this game. Go play your hentai games elsewhere. This is not a hentai game. I'm sorry. I would play them, but they're not allowed on Twitch. I'll tell you next time. Okay. I'm looking forward to it. Get going then. Piss off, bitch. Raina gave me a slight bow and trotted away, leaving me alone with Uishi-san, who walked over. Oh wait, never mind. This is the sex scene, but it's with Uishi-san instead. Hello, welcome Maribara-san. Hello. It looks like your parents aren't here. My, I'm going to be your daddy tonight. My, I was in a bit of a spot. He came all the way to my house. I can only thank my good fortune that my parents were absent. Since neither of them was around at this hour, they would probably be back late. I think Dad got called out on business. I don't think he'll be back until later. Is this the, No, that was both of his parents, wasn't it? I see. Well, that's convenient, I suppose. We can do this without giving your parents any strange ideas. We just have, pushed my bag, prompted me to walk. Oh no. Oh no. This is the scene. Oh shit, what happened? Did I miss something? Whoops. Oh no. It seemed like he wanted me to get into the car. Are you taking me to the police station? I wasn't a culprit, but I was the cause of everything. It wouldn't be weird if he wanted to investigate me. That kind of gave me a resigned feeling. No, I just want to stand around. I just don't want to stand around talking. We can just talk in the car, that's all. I'm going to do something fun. No, I just don't want to stand around talking. We can just talk in the car, that's all. Come on, don't be shy. Don't be shy, child. He opened the back door and urged me inside. If I got in, I wouldn't have a very easy time getting out. If I said no, oh no, he's gonna lock me in the car. No, don't do it, Keiichi. If I said no, however, then this man really might handcuff me and take me away. Oh no, it's getting kinky. The fact that you keep saying you're not the culprit makes you think you're the culprit. Yeah, there's loads of shit that's like that the main character's doing. It's like that's like tries to mess with you, or like the writing's so odd. Yeah, what the hell is Riot doing? I'm probably not ready. What are you gonna do? I couldn't refuse. I could only accept it. What? Why did you do it again? You already have it. Why did you just waste 100 coins? Whatever. I couldn't refuse. I could only accept in good grace. The inside of the car had been cooled too much by the air conditioner, and there was a rusty smell coming from the filter, which must have been cleaned out rarely. That's gross. No, you're not. You just wasted. You just wasted it. I'm surprised you could even. I guess I don't think there was a way to set it so you could only unlock it once. You're weird. Oh, is it too cold? I'll turn the car off. Oh, God, he's little Oishi. He turned off the engine and it suddenly became quiet, and the voices of the Higurashi with all their cool loneliness stuck inside. Quacker, quacker. Sounded to me like a chorus of voices lowered to my exorbitant punishment for having harboured such foolish curiosity. For a few moments, while listening to those voices, I myself lamented the days that had been twisted and distorted since that night. You have another account? I mean, if you want, I don't see any point to this though. Ushi-san, if you're waiting for me to voluntarily begin talking, lit a cigarette and listened to the Higurashi. The silence became deafening, and I was the only one who folded first. Or I was the one who folded first. How's the investigation going? The investigation? Of what? There's been so many. Which one do you mean? All of them. Every single one. Well, alright then. They're officially secret investigations, and we're under immediate blackout. But I'll let you in on them, because you're just a kid, and we'll probably blab it to everybody. Then shall we start from the first incident? The freak deaths of Tomitaki-san and Takano-san on the night of Watanagashi. On this one, embarrassingly enough, we hadn't made any progress at all. Useless. What do we pay you for? First of all, Tomitaki-san. There are indications on his body that he was assaulted by a group of people, but we have no explanation for him clawing out his own throat and dying. Okay, so he died exactly the same way as the first game. We suspect an overdose from a stimulant or something, but we didn't detect anything. What about Takano-san? The same, more in the dark. Autopsies for those who are burned to death are real tough. We believe she was doused in gasoline after she was strangled. That all falls under the Gifu Prefecture's police department. They haven't really been cooperative, even though it happened in our territory. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, it's pretty gruesome. It's like every year there's this festival, and at the night of the festival, everybody, like one person dies and one person mysteriously disappears, and it happened like 5 years in a row. And the way a guy died this time, he just clawed out his own throat so much that he bled to death. It's like nasty shit. Oh, that's not really relevant though. So the police didn't know anything other than the fact that the victims died inexplicably. Nonetheless, the times where the incidents occurred have been generally placed right after the festival ended. It's a bit uncertain in Takano-san's case, but the likely prospect is that she was murdered at about the same time as Tomitaki-san, then dumped in the mountains in Gifu. Why would they bring a dead body all the way to the mountains? That should have been They should have brought Tomitaki-san out there too. I can probably find a clip of it later. I'm pretty sure they show it in the anime. Oh my, Maribel-san, you're quite sharp, you know that? No, he isn't. He's thick as shit. Of course, I do believe that there is something we need to be attentive of. There are a bunch of other suspicious things, but this is about all I can tell you at this point. How about the mayor? Have there been any clues? Having exhausted that topic, I changed the subject. Otherwise, he might turn the conversation on me. Hey, congratulations. I've never played Dota. I barely know what it is. It's like LoL, isn't it? It's a MOBA. That's about all I know. I know it's very popular. We investigated his movements on the day he disappeared. We didn't find anything that could have provided any clues, but I'll tell you about it anyway. The mayor, Kichiro Kimiyoshi. Apparently he was suffering from severe hemorrhoids. Oh boy. Feels bad, man. People who have lived a long time have an unusual amount of pride, so the mayor hadn't been telling anyone that he was going to a proctologist at a certain university hospital in Shishibone. On the day he disappeared, he had an appointment for a checkup, so he went out there first thing in the morning. Even I knew that big hospitals, like university hospitals, had a really long waiting time. Apparently people were getting in line hours beforehand, even if they hadn't an appointment. Damn, that sounds shit. His exam ended at 1 PM. After that, he ate a light meal in the hospital restaurant and passed the time reading a magazine. We know this because of a receipt we found in his wallet at his house. There was nothing suspicious about that at all. That day, he had planned to go to a meeting in the assembly hall in the evening. He was supposed to return home with plenty of time to spare, but while he was on the train coming back, there was an accident. Seems it delayed him a bit, and he only got back to his house right before the meeting was scheduled to start. His family witnessed a very hectic mayor leaving to go to the assembly hall at the shrine. What was the meeting about? He disappeared on his way back home, right? The three families and the essential members of the town assembly were at the meeting. We think they were discussing how to deal with the serial freak death incident that had happened again this year. So then, on his... I fucking missed it. So then, on his way home, the old man who had treated Shion like his own daughter, he was a dependable person who would encourage Shion whenever she felt pressured by anxiety, and yet, Shion's painful voice struck me right in the heart. Huh? What's the matter? I was taken aback about how strange my own voice sounded. What was it that just surprised me? Oh, spooky music. The spooky bells music. Ah! Hey, level 8. Congrats, Papan. So many bells. I squeezed my head with my own hands to try and drag back out what I had just realised for a split second. Remember, Keiichi Maebara, you just realised something. Something important, you did? Oh god. The night of Watanagashi. That was when everything started. That night, Takano-san and Tomitaki-san died. I don't believe the commands that aren't triggered by a exclamation mark aren't there, I don't think. Or they might be and I might be lying. No, I'm totally lying. They're all there. Oh my god, piss bucket. I forgot about that. Holy shit. That's felt so long ago by now, and it's only been like 2 months. The next morning, word of the incident had spread through Hinimazawa. They planned to talk about it during the evening meeting. The mayor, however, had an appointment at the hospital, and as planned, we went there without telling his family. Damn. Piss bucket was... Wait, why isn't it working? I don't know why that's not working. Everybody's just typing piss bucket. Yeah. I guess it's fitting that piss bucket is no longer a thing. Like corpse party is no longer a thing. And it will never ever be a thing. He got a checkup at the hospital. Ate something. And then there was an unexpected delay on his train ride back. I like how they have to show us all this. When he returned, the meeting was already about to start. The mayor changed clothes, got on his bicycle, and hurried to the assembly hall at the shrine as fast as he could. For when we heard about the incident on the night of the Watanagashi until when he showed up at the assembly hall, everything he was doing that day was done in secret. During that time, nobody found that out. Oh, nobody found out that he went to the hospital alone. I really wish they can't even do like a full sentence without like doing a scene transition. He ate alone. And he got on the train alone. That all meant he had absolutely no contact with anyone else. You couldn't have even called him on the phone. Okay, but what does that mean, Keiichi Maebara? What does that matter? Why does that matter? What? What? Kei-chan, what should I do? What? Wait, Shion saw him though. Hey, level 3. Congratulations, Danny. What's wrong? Tell me, we're not keeping secrets from each other, right? Old man Kiyoshi. I told him everything. I told him everything. I told old man Kiyoshi everything. That night, I told the mayor that we snuck into the ritual storehouse and that someone saw us and was out to get us. Right, what then? Old man Kiyoshi didn't get angry. He smiled and then told me I was properly sorry about it. There was no way I'd be demoned away. He was really smiling, and he told me to leave it to him. Sweat burst out my body like bullets. They became one long strand and slid down my forehead to my nose and fell. So then, what does it mean? Hey, Keiichi Maebara, no more playing dumb. When did she tell him? Yeah, we figured that out already. Thanks, game. Shion said she learned of the incident from a phone. she learned of the incident from a phone call her father made that morning. The mayor had left the house first thing in the morning for his appointment at the hospital. He didn't tell anybody where he was going. Nobody knew about him going to the university hospital. Furthermore, his train ride back to his house was delayed by an accident. As soon as he got home, he rushed out to the assembly hall. Sweatcat. Oh man, I forgot about that. That kind of died pretty quickly, didn't it? Then the meeting at the assembly hall began and continued until it was dark out. Then everyone left. No one saw him after the meeting was over. He just disappeared. Which meant... My bar-son, are you alright? If you're too hot, I can turn on the air conditioner. Another part of me was messing with my thoughts, demanding that I not think any further than that. Hey, level 31. Damn. My head was pounded violently and the fluids packed inside it, all blended together until nothing made sense. It was just about to settle, yet it had been smashed and melted in a blink of an eye, no longer able to retain its shape. Maribara-san, are you in there? Yeah. Urishi-san lit yet another cigarette. I'm surprised he's not dead yet. There was yet another cigarette butt placed in the ashtray. Was it displaying the passage of time? Had my thoughts been frozen over for that long? Jesus Christ. I tried to tell you everything I know. In return, feel free to tell me anything you want, my eyebrow-son. My mind had become a gigantic oozing mess. My brain felt like it had been totally minced by the blades of a blender, and I couldn't think. Will it blend Keiichi's mind? Now, don't clam up again. If there was any misunderstandings, I'd like to clear them up first. I don't think you're the culprit here or anything. Urishi-san gave his best attempt at an adult smile. I know the four of you snuck into the ritual storehouse that night. Everyone in the village heard rumours about it by the next day. That in itself means that we should take you in for trespassing, but that isn't a problem. It's what was inside. What was inside that made the people who snuck in there end up as sacrifices. There wasn't anything. As soon as I said it, I regretted confirming my presence there, but I knew it didn't matter anymore. Was there really nothing in there? I mean, everyone who went in it was being sacrificed one by one, you know. Even the mayor and Rika-san, who switched the lock on the door, were sacrificed. What was inside that could have caused such terrible things to happen? I was far too tired of keeping quiet about this. Perhaps this was Urishi-san's goal all along, but again, that didn't matter anymore. There was just a lot of torture devices that were used a long time ago. I looked around at them with everyone. Was that really all? That was really all. There was nothing terrible in there that would make you keep silent, like a pile of psychoactive drugs, maybe a secret poppy workshop, perhaps there was mountains of Soviet or Chinese handguns. Why is that like worse than like a torture chamber? Am I missing something here? There weren't any suspicious wooden boxes or containers packed in there. There was nothing as exaggerated as what Urishi-san was hoping for, but I felt like in a way there was plenty of terrible things hidden in there. From the perspective of someone who viewed the storehouse as sacred, whether or not I thought I had seen some crazy things didn't matter in the slightest. Okay, what, like mob stuff? Alright, gotcha. The four of us broke the taboo. Punish us, daddy. God damn it. That should have been what happened. We put in a request for a search warrant, thinking that there might have been some secrets hidden in that storehouse. It's been the sabotage of the century. They said it had been an insult to religious figures and something about the right to free religion in the Constitution. Jeez. That's why I really didn't have any other recourse but to ask you, since you went in there. Yeah, I do remember now, but I was barely paying attention when he was talking about it. I was so confused. There really was just old, rusty and dusty torture equipment. Nothing else stood out. Then Toмотaki-san and Takano-san were only killed as a punishment for having broken the taboo. I mean, there was also like the statue of Oyashiro-sama. I feel like that has more to do with it than they're letting on. I don't know. I didn't have an answer for the only part. I suppose I won't bother hiding it anymore. You're the only one to escape harm so far. Everyone but you has disappeared. Yet you alone are safe. What's the difference between you and them that would protect you but bring harm to the others? So Shion's gone. Yeah. That's what I want to know. There was something wrong with what Rishi-san was saying. You alone. You alone. What? Wait a second. What do you mean you alone? Nah, haha. Gotcha. I'm saying that you alone have been left alive, right? Out of the 4 people who tiptoed into the storehouse for ritual implements, I mean, okay, he wasn't joking. The only one left alive? Hold on. Shion was still... Jiro Tomotaki-san and Mio Takano-san died that night, and Shiono Sonozaki disappeared. No, Shion! No! She was best girl. Only you are still safe and sound at this point. Why only you? I'm saying that's what I want to know. Shion disappeared? That's impossible. Impossible! I intentionally raised my voice, but I didn't care about that. Oh, unintentionally. Shion best. I don't know. I was liking. I was getting. I was warming up to Shion. She was cool. Rika's best lolly. She doesn't count as a girl. Right. Wait a second. Shion best girl. That's not missing. Rika. Didn't Shion talk to us 2 days after? Wait a second. It wasn't Shion. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm confused too. Dada, what the hell are you on about? Yeah. Yeah. I think he means she's disappeared like today. Like, cause you know it was like, it was first it was the mayor, then the next day it was Rika, then the next day it was Mion or Shion. Okay. I completely... That was spooky, holy shit. Jiro Tomotaki-san and Mion Takano-san died that night, and Shion Sonozaki disappeared the night... Oh. Oh. When did we speak to her though? I don't know if you're looking too far into this. We spoke to her the next day. Yeah, maybe she disappeared like... Yeah. Alright, let's see how this plays out. I'm interested now. Tabataki-san died, Takano-san died, and Shion disappeared? Wait, when did she disappear? What is this guy talking about? Oh well, now. I thought you were long since aware of this. Oh god, I got hiccups. This is the first I've heard of it. Shion disappeared. When? Well, go back a bit. She disappeared the day after Watanagashi. Going back a bit. Stop saying stuff I don't understand. Oh yeah, I didn't pick that up. I assumed I read that as the day after the others happened. Shion Sonozaki spent the night at relatives' house depending on her mood on any given day, so no one thought much of knowing when she was. She frequently takes days off from school too. Her teacher has been pretty troubled by it. I didn't ask about any of that. I'm asking you when she disappeared. I told you it was the day after Watanagashi. Oh shit, he's getting mad. Oh shit. Ah, inverted. Spooky. The fluids in my body all reversed direction. I lost my sense of balance and everything I could see started to warp and twist out of shape. Yeah, damn, that was a good call. I didn't notice that at all. I simply couldn't endure it. Hang on. Shion had already disappeared. Then that night, that call, that phone call. Who was that? Wait, I mean, if he knows that it's not Shion, who could it possibly be? Yeah, no, you are. You're a smart boy. She called me every night. She encouraged me. We vowed that we would do our best to live on and not be erased. Was that the same? Was it always Shion then, or did it switch over one day? Did we ever talk to Shion after we met her at Watanagashi? Or was it always Mion? Yes, that should have been a phone call with Shion. It should have been a phone call with Shion. She took breaks from class like it was nothing, and her family wouldn't listen when I told them, so I didn't bother calling the school in the end. So it ended up taking quite a while before we realised she'd disappeared. Yeah. No, yeah, that makes sense. I felt a stabbing pain, like needles were being pushed into every pore of my body. It started on my back and began spreading throughout the rest of me. I said that word, the rest of me. When it had completely covered the surface of my skin, it began to worm its way inside my stomach as well. Don't you remember? We talked at the library the day after Watanagashi. Shun-san was there then. That was the last we saw her. No one knows where she's been since. That can't be. That day, Uishi-san had only caught me, and Shion bounded away, lying that she needed to go to work. Didn't she call me that night? Her job was at a restaurant called Angel Mart, right? She hadn't been there since that day. She's been completely absent ever since. The person at the restaurant couldn't even get in touch with her. He was really worried. That can't be. It can't be. It's only circumstantial evidence, but after she's left us at the library, but before she made it to work, I think it's appropriate to consider her having disappeared during that time. Right after Shion ran away without me. Oh shit. It seems like you didn't know. Maybe if you had said something earlier, this would have gone more quickly. Now you understand, right? You're the only one left. You're the only survivor of the 4 who slipped into Ritual Storehouse. Hell, even Satoko went missing as well. Maybe she's taken the place. Oh shit, yeah. It couldn't be. It just couldn't be. If something else happens, it would happen to you. I need you to understand that, Marabara-san. It can't be. It can't be. It can't be. Shion had already disappeared. It couldn't be. I talked to her the day before yesterday. I talked to her last night. She was going to call me again today. That was Shion on the phone. That was Shion on the phone. It was Shion. It was Shion. Shion has long since disappeared. Next will be you. Who was the phone? Who was on the phone these past few nights? Who was on the phone? I mean, if you figured one part out, this part becomes obvious. Why are you Brian? That's it. It can't be. Then who was phone? That was so like melodramatic. He's like, oh god, man, spooky. Come on, that's clearly not enough E's that were used there. That was at least 3 times as many as that. I lay down on the couch and stayed there dazed for a while. Now, what's going to be interesting if Mion calls, assuming it was me on the other night, is she aware that Uishi told Keiichi? Because that could be quite interesting. If Mion doesn't know about it, then she'd be acting as if she's still Shion, and that Keiichi still believes it. My mind was completely blank. I couldn't think about anything for more than a few seconds. There was a note in my house saying that Mum and Dad would be home late and that I should have some ramen or something for dinner. And then Reina knocked on the door. I could make it whenever I got hungry. But I had no appetite, so I just stared blankly at the ceiling without eating anything. Lol, same. I love doing that. The hands of the clock were already pointing at 10. Would I get Another phone call like that today? Even though Shion had already disappeared, would she still call me? He hasn't even... I feel like he hasn't even put two and two together. I feel like he's still like, who is it? Are you the ghost of Shion? Where were they calling from? And who were they? Yeah, he still doesn't get it. Christ's sake. The more I thought about it, the more I started to tremble. I even thought about just disconnecting the phone line. Maybe. If I don't know. The ghost of Shion's past. I feel like he's literally a stupid. I don't think he's denying it. I think he's just stupid. If I had been thinking, he's gonna get bamboozled again. Like he's been bamboozled like for the whole time. If I had been thinking a little less logically, I really would have done it too. Hold on, Keiichi Maibara. Uishi-san admitted it himself, didn't he? That Shion went missing a lot. Couldn't she have just gone to relatives that Uishi-san didn't know about and have been there ever since? Shion and I were both being targeted by someone, so it wouldn't be strange to think that she went somewhere she usually didn't in order to hide. That must have been why Uishi-san couldn't locate her, and why he labelled her a disappearance. Yeah, that has to be it. Okay, he's denying it now, but he hasn't even mentioned the word Mion. It can be as a realization line. I mean, I guess so. Yeah, but stupidity is a plot device to draw trivial storylines out as much as maybe. It's so like out of place though. Like this is such like a smart, in-depth, like thought out story, and then they just put like stupid shit like that in. Foreshadowing about what? That's just him being an asshole, isn't it? Oh. I didn't notice that bit. Honestly, that was a while ago. Spooky. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that has to be it. Shion hasn't disappeared at all. Then my right hand moved on its own violation and slapped me on the cheek. So the thing is, I think like there's something that happens that's kind of similar to this, and I don't know. I feel like it's too late to introduce it now because I feel like it went on for a while, unless like the last chapter is like 4 hours or some shit. But if that's what I'm thinking of, I know how this plays out. But if it isn't, and that's in a different chapter, then I can't remember at all. It's called Sting. Let me calm down a little. Don't just convince yourself of the most convenient possibility, Keiichi Maibara. I know I didn't want to admit she had disappeared. Admitting it would mean that something terrifying was definitely happening. I just needed to figure out whether Shion was the one on the phone or not. Would I ask her if she was actually Shion? That seemed like an incredibly absurd thing to do. Still, don't run from this, Keiichi. If the person on the other end still believed that I thought she was Shion, then she would give me a tiny advantage. Casually, completely casually, I would listen to what she has to say and fend her off. I would tear the skin off the monster. It would definitely be really scary for me. However, as the last survivor of the people who went into the storehouse that night, this was my duty to perform. Still, then, who would call me and pretend to be Shion? I may have only heard her over the phone, but her voice shouldn't be that easy to replicate. That was definitely Shion. Oh, I don't understand. Why is he not even considering the possibility that it's not her twin sister? Oh, hello, Alex 2. How are you doing? Let me just read chat quickly. Hello again, you little Lord boy. Can we please point you out that you're still bad at video games? Are you even the top? No, I'm not. I'm not. Hey, I'm not bad at this game because it's not even a game and you just click. There's no way I can possibly lose this game, so screw you. That was definitely Shion's voice. It sounded just like her. It could only have been Shion. There was someone though, wasn't there? Ah, my brain hurts. I've done that already. That doesn't count as failing the game. Come on, be nice to me. Mion. Mion. Who else could have done this? At this point, seriously, after all this time, all those little things didn't quite make sense sense about me until now. Overwhelmed my mind. Like being questioned about sneaking into the ritual storehouse and how she shook the ladder while spouting curses. Who else could have? Why though? Why Mion? I guess so. What am I joking about? I mean, I misclick as in I right click and bring up the menu or the log or something, or like this. But no, I was joking pretty much. I thought back to the things about the Sunseki family that I had heard from Ushi-san and Shion. Mion was always entangled in the incidents in a position where she was omnipotent. Some of that information included things that Shion had told me after she disappeared. I madly scratched at my head. Mion is Shion's twin sister, or like the quote-unquote older sister, and Shion's the younger. I'm still useless at clicking circles though. I'm the worst at clicking circles. Courage. Give me the courage. Just a little bit of courage to pick up the phone. I know it will ring tonight. It would be so easy to run away. That, though, would be the same as making it easy for them to erase me. I cannot run. I must stand up and face it. Objection. Just because I'm better than you, it doesn't mean I'm shit. Yeah, I know you're worse, but I'm still bad. I have a purge button. Yeah, you do. But he just gets salty and leaves when you time him out. After all, the next sacrifice would definitely be me. I was sure Shion would use tricky words to try and trap me. Be careful. Be careful. Don't be an idiot like I always am. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I want my mommy. Oh, shit. The moment of truth. At that point, it rang. The phone rang, and I didn't know where the call was coming from. It's inside his stomach. Oh, my God. He's ate the phone. Shion had disappeared. Disappeared a long time ago. Like 2 days ago. Disappeared the night after Watanagashi. Yet, until today, she had been calling me like nothing happened. Now again tonight, the people that had disappeared, their corpses simply hadn't been found. I really didn't think they were alive. So if it really was Shion on the other end, dude, they definitely would have hung up by now. It's like 30 seconds, isn't it? A level 8. Ring, ring, ring. Is that level up? What do you mean, is it still a thing? Yes, it's still a thing. I've also added another system where you get coins. It's extra Makura levels. So, I love we can just sit here for hours and the phone will still be ringing. So if it really was Shion on the other end, then did that mean she was calling me from another world? Of course, that couldn't be. A living being was calling me, pretended to be Shion. Shion was long gone. And yet, as though she was alive and well, the phone continued its incessant ringing. I didn't want to pick up if I didn't have to. I just had concluded, though, that not doing so wouldn't solve anything. Then what would I do after I answered it? Would I immediately declare she wasn't Shion and ask who she was? Alternatively, would I pretend I was still fooled and try to grab her by the tail? Cheeky. No, you're not even here. Why do you even care? You haven't turned up since the bloody corpse party days. That would probably be the safest thing to do. What I was most afraid of was the person on the phone would do when she realised I knew she wasn't Shion. However, as long as I continued to let her think I was fooled, she wouldn't do anything extreme, right? If I just make sure to be careful, that should be the safest option. Really? Were you like... Oh. That's weird. Dude, if you log in, you get some mad Uzu coins and you could buy shit with them. I made up my mind. I'll answer the phone. Oh, thank God for that. If we listened to all this ringing and he wasn't going to answer the phone. Jesus. Once I do that, I'll talk to her as if nothing happened. That wasn't all I'd do this time, though. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's just for people who I don't want to add. But to be honest, I just added that. That's like the stupidest one. A lot of people have it, like, Ceiling Waffle has, like 1,000 for a Twitter follow, and I just hosted him one day with like 2 viewers, and he just followed me back regardless. So it didn't even, like, it doesn't even matter. I doubt that will actually be used though. That's just for people who are super desperate, who want a +1. Who was she? What was she thinking? And what was she after? I'm so sorry about this reading, by the way. I need to read this quicker. Why was she doing this? Why was she really the one who... Was she really the one who killed Tomitaki-san and Takano-san? Oh, I thought that was obvious that he clawed his own throat out. She can't do that. What happened to the mayor? What happened to Rika-chan and Satoko? They're in our basement. I reached out for the receiver, my arm trembling. There were too many things I wanted to know. Too many things I wanted to ask. I was scared. I just start by picking up the phone. Pick it up, Keiji. Pick it up, Keiji. Pick it up, you little bitch. Hello? Oh, how relieved I would have... Oh, how relieved I would have been if it hadn't been a call from Shion. Ah, Kei-chan, it's me. It's Shion. Bullshit. The phone's still ringing, yeah. Can that be a card? Yeah, I might do one. I need to get a Cicada one and I need to get a phone one, I think. I don't think that's going to be very relevant, but there's a lot left, so maybe it is. My momentary convenient and all above fleeting prediction was ripped into 1,000 pieces. I couldn't help shaking at this point. Get ready for this. What even is that? Oh my god, is that like a fucking... like wedding ring? Kill yourself. You took a long time to pick up. I thought you weren't home. Yeah, sorry, I was still in the Twitch chat. That's not my bad. And I was about to hang up. Sorry, I was just in the bath. Did your family not pick up for you? Could your parents not be? Could your parents be outright now, Kei-chan? Oh shit, I failed. I let her in on a fatal piece of information that I was currently the only one at my house. He's so bad at this. It's actually a hula hoop. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, you're right. It's like the thin ones that you get at the bottom of the packet, which are like a total rip-off. Well, no, they're not really... anyway, have you heard about Rika-chan and Satoko? No. What happened after that? Were they found? Nah, they weren't found. They're dead, lol. Kei-chan, please don't lose hope. If Urishi-san hadn't let me know, then I might have been allowed myself to shed a tear or two at Shion's considerate words. Instead, now that it's come to this, I couldn't take her words at face value, or ear value, because you're not talking to her face to face. This person at the other end of the receiver, the more perfect as Shion they were. What? The more my blood curdled in fear. I don't understand that sentence. Rika-chan and Satoko, they were kidnapped, weren't they? Yes. I don't think there's much doubt. Just how cruel and grave just how cruel and grave a meaning did those words hold? Their weight astonished me, and then a moment later I overcome with numbness and felt like I would pass out. I asked if Rika-chan and Satoko had been kidnapped. Shion, in turn, had answered that there wasn't much doubt. That cruel meaning behind her words. Rika-chan and Satoko were... no, I mean, I'm sorry. About the mayor. What do you think happened after he was kidnapped? Do you think he's still alive? What happened to Rika-chan and Satoko after they were kidnapped? That's what I wanted to ask, but I frantically caught myself. What if she had given that question, a terrifying response, in such a way to sound like it had nothing to do with her? I was scared of that, so I immediately brought up the mayor. That said, however, Okay, I didn't quite get to that sentence, so that was slightly jarring. That said, however much I talked about the mayor, I think he was killed. Hey, wait, that was quick. I think it must really be hard to kidnap someone and keep them like they are. As long as they're now not hostages, it would be most practical to kill them once you were done with them. So when do we get to the H scenes? There's no H scenes in this, unfortunately. Or I won't be able to play it on Twitch. Hopefully soon I'm getting bored. Wow, rude. The world started... understandable, though. The world started to bend so much, I almost lost my balance. I mean, you can look up, like, Rule 34 Higurashi if you want. It exists. The scenery in my eyes whirled around and around like the hands of a clock and tried to swallow me whole from below. I frantically put a hand on the wall to support myself. A moment later, a severe nausea welled up within me. How was she saying such things so lightly? Kill them so readily. I mean, what the fuck? This is terrifying. What is this music? Oh my god. This is so creepy. Oh my god. This is the worst one so far. My god. So readily. I mean, what's a human life or two anyway? It's a horrible thing, but I think that's probably what happened. I'm literally like shaking right now. This is horrifying. Especially because it's slightly poor quality. If the mayor was killed, then did that... I feel like I've heard it before. I don't know where though. Is it like a remix of like the opening or something? Ultimate 4. If the mayor was killed, then did that mean the same happened to Riki-chan and Satoko? I feel like it's quite loud as well. It's loud for me. No, that couldn't. They weren't some random old man. It was Riki-chan. It was Satoko. They couldn't kill them so readily. It's probably better to think that Riki-chan and Satoko had ended up the same way. No, that's only enough for you. Oh, fuck me then. Oh, ah. Those were the words I wanted to hear the least, and I fought them back with a scream of my own. What? Even though it wouldn't change anything, still, I still couldn't help but scream. This time, the tears flowed. I'd been confronted with the most horrific outcome that I've been trying to avoid considering ever since last night, and I cried. There was no longer any doubt that it was my fault. No, don't. God damn it. I killed them. I killed Riki-chan and Satoko. I succumbed to the weakness of my own heart and confessed everything to Riki-chan. It's like... Oh, I don't even know. It's so odd. That's why they were killed. That meant I killed them. When Riki-chan looked at me with those innocent eyes, if only I hadn't given in. Even my voice gave out, and yet I still cried. And cried. Kei-chan, please just try and calm down. It's really not fitting, is it? Like, I don't even know what's happening. It's like, what is this music? Riki-chan and Satoko, they've been killed. We couldn't even find their remains. I would never be allowed to even apologize to her faces. If that was to be my punishment, then how a brutal punishment it was. I think Shion tried to comfort me, but I didn't hear any of it. I've definitely heard that part before. Yeah. What are you going to gain by doing that? They're definitely going to target you and me next. Please, I'm asking you, get a hold of yourself. Please. Please. Shion was shouting, imploring me with a voice that sounded like tears were in her eyes. See, it probably isn't how it's going, but we could like just assume Oishi was lying, and this is Shion. Like Oishi's not like straight facts. Like he could totally be bullshitting as well, but I don't really know why he would do that. However, I was coming to hate the sound of the voice more and more, and it would make sense with me on too. So you know, this Shion killed them. I had no doubts that this person killed them. Why? 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 Why kidnap someone and then kill them? Screw curses. Are people's lives really that cheap? Erasing them and killing them without a second thought like this? You're right. You're absolutely right. It would take a demon. I felt like crushing the receiver in my hand. How long did this person plan on acting like it was someone else's problem? There was a magma in the pit of my stomach, and I felt like I was going to erupt at any moment. Hey Shion, please tell me, why did Hinamizawa start needing someone to die on the night of the Watanagashi? That's what I would like to know. The fighting over the dam project is already over and done with. Haven't enough people been cursed already? Why is it? Why? If there's a reason, then say it now. I was incoherent at this point. My emotions had broken through the dam inside of me. Wow, nice meme, dude. Rushing forth, and I couldn't stop them. These were not simple questions. This was an interrogation. Shion herself hadn't realised it yet. It was just too funny. It was so funny that I couldn't stop crying. I understand how you feel, Kei-chan. I really do. The dam wars ended a long time ago, yet murders and disappearances keep happening every year under the guise of the Oishiro-sama's curse. Why? Why is it happening? Some of them have nothing to do with this, and some of them didn't deserve to be cursed. So why? Why? That's what I'm asking you. Oh god, he's getting pissed. I want to know that as much as anyone. Oh my god, why do they keep doing that? Please. See, the best time to redeem one of those things would have been when that music started. I would have just like shat my pants completely. I want to know just as much as anyone. Both of our... It's getting like annoyingly loud. Both of our ragged breaths could be heard over the phone. Listen, Oishiro-sama's curse never existed. It's too unrealistic. Just like you said, someone in the village is using the grand name of Oishiro-sama's curse as a justification for continuing these murders and disappearances at every Watanagashi. They were cunning. I almost read that as they were coming. They were cunning. They've been using the curse as a convenient tool, and they made a system where they would get rid of 2 enemies in the village every year. And this year, that system killed Takano-san and Tamatake-san. Why wasn't that enough? Why did the mayor and Riki-chan and Satoko have to get killed too? I don't give a shit about the past. The only thing I care about is why Riki-chan and Satoko needed to be killed. Why is that? I didn't say a word to Satoko, you know? Why even her? Why? They were coming. Yeah. A silence fell between us, and the music stopped, thank God. Shion didn't answer for a while. Kei-chan, please, stop being mean. Stop bullying me, Kei-chan. A sob. Was Shion crying? I don't have any idea. I think this is just normal music. No. Yes, it is. I don't have any idea what's going on either. Everything changed. When we went into the ritual storehouse that night, it was the same for me. As I listened to Shion's bitter weeping, I could feel my agitation subsiding. When I heard that Takano-san and Tamatake-san had been killed that night, I doubted my ears. Then I realised it instantly. I realised what sort of a position I was in now. The 4 of us snuck in there. Kei-chan, you and I won't be so conveniently forgiven. When I thought about it, it made my chest so tight. It was so terrifying. You know that feeling, Kei-chan, don't you? There was nothing fake about her words. She'd even understood how I felt. That's why I confessed everything to old man Kimayoshi. All of us entered the forbidden storehouse. It was just a little bit of fun. We knew we shouldn't have done it, but it really had just been for fun. It was only a bit of exploration. That was all. Takano-san and Tamatake-san, who went in with us. Well, Tamatake didn't even... Best actor ever. Yeah, I know, right? Tamatake didn't even go in, though. He was just standing watch outside, and he got screwed as well. Poor sod. Tamatake. The best copy pasta. He went in with us. We were killed shortly afterwards. They met such miserable ends. Since that day, I've been living in fear of when I would be attacked. Jesus Christ! There was nobody except old man Kimayoshi who would help me. So I asked him to save me. Old man Kimayoshi, he wasn't mad. He smiled and said, "If you're really sorry, Shion-chan, then you'd never be demoned away." He really did smile at me, and then told me to leave it to me. Leave it to him. Sob. Shion cried bitterly, recalling the beloved mayor's death. It was such a sad voice that none who heard it could prevent it from twisting their hearts. Again, I let my emotions take over and got off at her. I said got off to her. I can wait for a couple minutes if you want to go get a drink. It's fine. I might get another drink too, actually. I'm kind of like got nothing left. Yeah, let's take like a 2-minute break. I want to get a drink as well. Oh, what did I press? Haha, you have the superior drink. Good job. I'll start in like 1 minute. I don't know if anybody else went. Or is everybody here? I'll just wait a minute anyway. Oh my god. Oh shit, that's Naruto. Oh. Oh my god. That was that was bad. That was bad timing, to be honest. I was just looking at Twitter. What was it? Nice. I believed in you that you were you unlock that. Where are you? There you go. You're in the lewd boys. Ah, I got added. Oh, he joined again. The birds are played. Never mind, it's just penalty one. Alright, let's get back to this. Hey, level 4. 11 and up, quit today. Nothing. I just accidentally clicked. I just clicked the mouse before I when I sat down. That was nothing. What even was it? She was in the same situation as me. She should have been my one and only comrade. My heart pounded. My other self, deep within my mind, whispered to me, "Don't forget Keiji Maibara. Don't forget about the mayor on the morning after Watanagashi." He was told of Takano-san and Tomitaki-san's deaths over the phone and committed to a meeting that evening. He went to a hospital appointment. He didn't tell his family. He only made it back just in time for the meeting. He went straight to the assembly hall. That's what Yuishi-san said. When did you let the mayor know? Huh? I'm sorry, Shion. It must seem like I'm kicking you while you're down, but... Shion, you told him, right? You told old man Kimiyoshi, the mayor. Yes? When did you let him know? I began to get scared of saying it aloud after hearing her sad voice. I wasn't saying it was contradictory though. Besides, if there was a contradiction, then I wanted Shion to explain it to me. Did you know that the mayor had a severe case of hemorrhoids and had gone to the hospital for treatment? I can't say that without smirking. Kei-chan? What does that have to? Please answer me. If you didn't know, then just say so. There was a momentary silence. Then after stammering a few times, she replied, I knew that. He had hemorrhoids. It looked like sitting down was really hard for him. He was going to the hospital. You know which hospital, right? I'm sorry. I don't know that much, but Kei-chan, what does that have to do with it? Shion didn't know what hospital the mayor went to. That meant it was impossible for her to have gone all the way to the hospital to confess everything. Since she didn't know his destination, then she obviously couldn't have seen him on the train either. Oh my god, she's a genius. I feel I didn't think hard enough. If there was any other chance for her to contact him, it would have been after he came to Hinamizawa. The train, however, had been delayed, and he only got right back before the meeting was about to start. He didn't have any time. Oh, he didn't have time. There wouldn't have been enough time for him to listen to Shion spill the beans. I love. It's such a serious talk. Spill the beans. I want to ask you straight, Shion. When did you tell the mayor about everything? When and where? Your answer doesn't have to be precise, but please give me one. Kei-chan, why are you asking that? Her sob pierced into my ears. I was taken by the illusion that I was bullying her. Oh no, don't bully. No bully, please. Even so, I'll say it. If I'm wrong, then please correct me. Please prove to me that you're the real Shion. It was impossible. The day the mayor disappeared, from dawn until he vanished, there was no opportunity for you to... Oh, that was him. God damn it. There was no opportunity for you to contact him. The mayor left first thing in the morning for his examination at the university hospital by himself, without telling anyone. Shion, you just said you didn't know what hospital he went to, so you couldn't have contacted the mayor until he got back. Isn't that right? His train back was delayed by an accident, and he didn't return to his house until the meeting was about to start. So there was no time for you to have told him before the meeting started either. I heard Shion repeating her weak sobs. A sort of feminine voice automatically ripped into my heart. It was so painful for me to say it. Shion, did you go to the meeting too? Did you attend it and tell him there? If you didn't, then there wouldn't have been any time left. After the meeting was over, the man disappeared on his way home. Shion went to the meeting, didn't she? Or she did she? Or didn't she? The question was so simple to answer, but she didn't give me an immediate response. Mio thought she was playing 4D chess, but in reality she was playing 1D checkers. What even is 1D checkers? What does that even mean? Beans equals spilled. Indeed. Actually, with the meeting, you didn't even go to the part-time job you said you went to that day. I'll say it more directly. You haven't been seen since we were at the library together. Kei-chan, well, Shion Sonozaki disappeared the day after Watanagashi. The other end fell silent as the grave. Boom! We found you out, bitch. It was so quiet that it was like the phone cord had been cut. I couldn't sense anyone there. Uishi-san says you've been missing. Despite that, you've been calling... Chat shit, get banged. Yeah, boy. Despite that, you've been calling me every night like this, haven't you? Hick, 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 bitch. Shion's sobs were torturing me. Is that a sound you make when you sob? Still, I'm pretty sure I haven't said anything wrong. Please, Shion, if something I said was wrong, please say so. Shion, I'm begging you. Shion, there's no way you could have seen the mayor, but if you did see him now, he's going brutal, like, he's going hard on her. If Shion ever did have the chance to meet with the mayor on that day, that meant, then you saw him after the meeting. In other words, it could have only been right before he disappeared, or else afterwards. What the fuck? You fucking what, mate? It's turning into Doki Doki. It's doing it on his own. Oh god. Oh god, it's still going. Oh my lord. Oh my god, it was good. Oh my god! Holy shit. Holy shit. I was like, oh my god, it's turning into Doki Doki. It's going off the screen. Oh my god. Okay. Slightly shat myself. Just slightly. You know what's worse? I saw that in the folder. Like, you know when I was looking for shit. I was looking for backgrounds. I saw that in there and I was like, huh, this is going to scare me when it comes up. Dear God. Fuck that, man. What the fuck? Feet went the dial tone. I stood there days for a while until I realised she had hung up on the phone. Me neither. No, this one was a background, I think. Let me have a look. Jesus Christ. Oh, I haven't even got it on my common. Is it under common? Yeah. My God. That legit scared me than Doki Doki ever did in terms of jump scares. What would it be? CG? Nah. CG art. Yeah. It's legit background 18. There it is. Fucking hell. I feel like there was an original one that was like borderline. Oh yeah. Do you want to see the original one? That's like, if it wasn't pixelated, I feel like that would be creepier because it's like a photo. Yeah. I noticed that in there. I'm like, oh my god, that is gonna destroy my pants. But holy Christ. Whew. Right. I stood there dazed for a while until I realised she had hung up on me. Dude. That was so fucking scary. Holy Christ. Oh god. I'm pretty sure that's the end of the chapter, but holy shit, I'm not stopping there. My god. I don't know if I'm not finishing it off tonight because this is gonna take forever, but I'll do a bit longer, maybe into 11 or so. Fuck me. I didn't know this game had jump scares. That was like psychological horror turned into just like visual horror. Unit tips. Yeah, I don't know exactly what you're on about, but from the scrapbook 11. I'm so like on edge from like more of that shit now. The problem with twins. This is not limited to just Hinamizawa, but in Onagafuji village especially, the three families detested giving birth to twins as successors. The long-term dictatorship built on the precarious balance of the three families must have feared collapsing under the weight of an internal strife and things like family quarrels. According to the literature, if twins were born, then they had to be killed. I don't know what that means. 1 second. Reduce the population, a selective slaughter. Oh. Oh, okay. With that, the very fact that both the Sonozaki family's successor, Mion, and her twin, Shion, are alive, it is in itself deeply interesting. Perhaps the current leader, Oyu, is sympathetic. Of course, the twins were not cared for equally, and as their heir, Mion received special treatment. I don't know what I just said, but it was definitely wrong. From what I had heard, despite the two of them looking exactly the same on the outside, the talent lies solely with Mion. My own observations of the two of them don't leave me with that impression. Tradition dictates. I read that as dictates, but it's not. Tradition indicates that the leader of the Sonozaki family, I've never seen that word. Sonozaki family is said to inherit a demon and they tattoo a magnificent one onto his or her back. In accordance with the tradition, there's an extremely high possibility that Mion has such a tattoo on her back. Ooh. That was a typo as well. Called Thin the Hard, yeah. Yeah, I got that one. From what I've heard, there's apparently a magnificent demon tattooed on Orio's back as well. Then I wonder what sort of tattoo belongs to the heir Mion. I really want to see her back. Oh man. Then it goes off on like a dating route, and now we gotta like try and get into her pants so we can see her back. Wait, that doesn't work. But you get what I mean. Get undressed. Reserved for the day. Oh wait. Oh shit. What did I click on? Oh, I don't even know what I clicked on. Reserved for the day. Suzu Mahjong Parlor. Hey, Kuro-chan, you're the last one here. All the youngsters are here already. Excuse me, miss. Ushi handed over a convenience store bag with a carton of cigarettes in it to the old lady who owned the Mahjong Parlor, and she shrewdly made herself scarce. I don't know. I hope so. That sounds lewd. She was used to this by now. Oh man, a new background I haven't seen before. Ushi-san, good work today. This is interesting. What, were you all earnestly waiting for me? You could have just done 3-player. Everyone sitting at the mahjong tables in the small parlour were Uishi's subordinates, but there were no tiles laid out anywhere. Everyone, I'd like to thank you for all your days' investigation without sleep. Tobacco, yeah. Thank you. The energetic responses filled the parlour. Already it had lost the atmosphere of a place of entertainment. The situation is not looking good. The chief appears to have backed down due to Congressman Sonozaki's threats. In the coming days, we'll hand off Takano's murder to the Gifu police and give the missing persons case of the disappearance of the mayor and the others to the community division. That damn upstart chief. The veterans in the room cursed him. All of our requests for warrants were turned down as well. I've been told by a section chief not to go anywhere near the Sonozaki house. We're certainly in a bind, that we are. Incidentally, it looks like I'll be getting orders soon to go to the training of the Metropolitan Police Department starting next week. After that, I've even been told to take a paid vacation in Izu. Well, I suppose that ain't bad. We heard a few dry laughs. It wasn't anything to laugh about, but that was all we could do. This always happens, but incidents are a lot like locking your keys in the car. The keys you need to unlock the doors are always locked inside. For cars, you call JAF and they'll pry open your door. I assume that's some Japanese thing? Or is that like the AA or something? For instance, Kuma-chan shown a map. Kumatani flipped over the whiteboard. On the back was a map of the Sonozaki premises made with magnets. Now I've been doing this job for a long time. I've got a lot of faith in my gut, but this could be one time it was wrong, no? Anyone worried about their retirement money has until the count of 10 to get out of here. Ueshi began to count to 10 and everyone counted along with him. It was their famous 10 count resolution. Probably. 9, 10. Ah, no one's leaving. None of you love your families too much. Is that it? Everyone laughed uproariously, cheering things up. I want everyone to go over their materials. Memorize the locations and blind spots of all the security cameras, Kuma-chan. Kuma-chan, you'll stand by in the command car. If something happens, you'll switch with me and take over. Komiya-kun will head up infiltration team A. Atsushi-kun will lead team B. Observation teams were set up at points 1 through 8. Bonchi-kun, you're responsible for keeping a strict timetable. Control your rotation so headquarters doesn't get wise. Now the team on standby has the most important job, right? Wait, are they doing this all undercover, like Death Note style? If the section chief asks where I am, play dumb. That won't be hard for you. I'll handle escorting our guest. I'll probably take him to the venue, so wait patiently, everyone. Wonder if okay? Keishi Maribara, that is. From what I've seen, we're set for tomorrow or the day after in regard. It'll be easy. Yeah, these, at the end of each chapter, you get a few, That was the last tip. Okay, so at the end of each chapter you get like tips which are kind of like fourth wall things that the main character that you always play, or you always play as, doesn't necessarily know. It's just to like help the it's just to give some backstory and stuff to the like the reader. Why though? Like we can't get yeah, we already did we already did that in the first game. Total spoilers, but you know. And now it will continue like where we just left off. I don't really know, like I was so in the moment of being shit scared by that jump scare. I don't really know what happened. She just like hung up, didn't she? She like no, Shion is we're under the assumption Shion is dead. Shion and Mion are twins. Shion's like the innocent one, quote unquote, that we went into the abandoned, not the abandoned, the we trespassed in the warehouse thingy. Oh, it's it's different arcs. Like they're not. It's hard to explain. So everything that happens in the first game doesn't directly relate. It's canon, but you'll kind of find out later. It's like the first game like starts and you're like, you just moved to the town or moved to the village and stuff happens, and then it ends up and you kill these two girls, one of them being Mion. And then the next game starts, like they're all individual, like the way you buy them. And this is the second arc. And then you start again and everybody's like live and well, and it basically just starts off again, but different stuff happens. It's kind of like it just seems like a meta thing at the moment, I guess. Like it's just different stories being told, but they do link into each other slightly, and you'll find out, like, you know, in about 50 hours time where I get to that point kind of thing. But yeah, no, I don't expect you to be following it like hardly at all. Don't worry about it. If you want like to quickly catch up, you can watch the first 4 episodes of the anime, and that basically very briefly shows the first arc. And then the next like 4 or 5 will be this game, and then the next 4 or 5 will be the next one, and so on. It's really condensed, but if you just want like the gist of what's kind of happening, it's good enough. If you don't want to sit through like 15 hours of this. Keiichi, just leave him alone. His friends went missing. It must really be hard for him. Normally my dad never shows me any consideration, but this time he did. Shouldn't Keiichi stay home from school for a while too? I think it would be safer not to go until the police do something about this. Maybe. Compared to what could happen, taking a few days off wouldn't be a bad idea. Was he like killed through the phone or something? Anyway, how is it logical not to close school during such a dangerous situation? What do these teachers think our children are? Murderers, apparently. Mom and Dad were getting pretty riled up, but at this point, I couldn't care less. Besides, that wasn't the only thing I couldn't care less about. The breakfast table, the food in front of me, the time and day, myself. I really had no interest in anything. This feeling, it was like a dead fog in my mind. It was like getting dizzy after taking strong medication. Keiichi, how are your studies going? You've gotten further than the other kids, haven't you? You're a smart boy, aren't you? If you have, then you can take a few days off, alright? If you're not, you're going to school to learn. I didn't even feel like answering. Today was Thursday. Only 4 days had passed since the Watanagashi festival. Such a short time, and yet now things were completely different. Everything had changed. The tranquil village, bright and clear, as if it were an Indian summer, had undergone a total reversal. People were made to disappear every night, and we couldn't even relax when walking out in broad daylight. The village had become a world of fear. I had no right to curse this outcome. After all, the one responsible for everything was me. That night, I couldn't resist my honestly tiny, little, incredibly stupid curiosity and broke the taboo. This isn't somewhere we should be going, is it? Let's not. It's a crime to force your way into a locked building, even if you don't steal anything. Shion, now that you know that we weren't... Shion, now that you know they weren't having some secret rendezvous, you've had enough, right? I didn't want to do something like this. What if Rika-chan's dance ends while we're messing around here? Swell guy. I prattled on as I took the lock from Tomitaki-san's hands and put it back on the door. I'll forget everything I saw here, so come on. Let's go, let's go. Takano-san was fretting, but I pushed her away. Get the fuck out of here, bitch. Tomitaki-san grinned painfully. There she is. With a creepy smile that never seems to fit any situation. Shion's shoulders drooped as if to call me an idiot. Bitch. Even so, I didn't care. I pushed everyone further and further away. Rika-chan's dance was still going on. Then, at last, her dance was brought to a close with a roaring applause. I too, until my hands turned red, I clapped. And I clapped. Ding dong, bitch. Isn't that Reina-chan? She's here because it's your usual meet-up time, isn't she? I looked up at the clock. It was 5 minutes past my time to meet up with Reina. Keiichi, shouldn't you take a few days off from school? You're right. Thanks for being so considerate. I rose from my seat. I went to the entrance to greet Reina. Oh, there's Reina. Whew. I was like, bitch, that ain't Reina. Oh shit, yeah, it is. Good morning. We're going to school as a group today, so you can't be late. That's right. If we, the ones furthest away, were to be late, the younger kids on the way there would be waiting for us. I think I'm gonna take some time off from school. Okay. Reina answered some word. Reina answered shortly, nodding. I think you should do whatever's best for you, Keiichi-kun, so you don't need to feel that you're weak or anything. Wow. Bitch. Oh, and here. It's a notice they're sending around. Could you give it to your mum? I think it has a lot of important announcements in it. I took the notice. There were a lot more pages than normal. The one on top announced the disappearance of the mayor, Riki-chan, and Satake, and that they wanted any information about them. It made my heart ache. Yeah, I try and do it for all the. I do it especially with Rika. No, I do it with Rika. I do it with Satoko because she's not like... I don't do it with Satoko because it's really funny to talk with her in a really deep voice because she just seems like an evil bitch. As in mischievous, not like literally evil. I did a little bit earlier with Mion or Shion. I don't know who it was. But generally they're quite upbeat and like they're kind of like a tomboy, so I don't think it's really necessary. The police are looking as best they can too. They'll find them for sure. Just be patient. Okay. Oh, right. Oh shit. Why can't they just do a normal visual and have like the name here and then the text here so I can know who's speaking all the time? Because when it's just this, I don't know who the fuck's talking all the time. Especially when it's like a new scene or whatever. Rather than that though, her smile looked like it was because she herself wanted to believe they were safe. Reina, you're not going to question me? Oh. Reina, you know, don't you? About that night, do you mean when you snuck into the ritual storehouse? I was speechless for a moment, but then I bit my lip. Made up my mind and nodded a little. So it's all out in the open. Really, I shouldn't do bad things like that. Oh, Mi-chan was really mad. So she was upset. I suppose she would have been. I don't think she was as angry as you sneaking in there though. As much as about you hiding that from her. True. Maybe Kei-chan, maybe you should have told her yourself and apologized. Oh god, is she killing all my friends because I lied to her? Oh god. She's evil. I should have told her myself and apologized. That troubled me. Just 1 week ago, I did something that I myself should have apologized to Mion for. I'd hurt her badly. Oh god. Is it because she was like super salty that I was like getting into her sister? However, I hadn't realized that at all. Plus, with all the confusion that Shion's appearance had brought, I still hadn't been able to talk to Mion about it. Wait, did he never do that? Oh my god. Reina, you're right. I never realized anything until you tell me. I'm such a thick piece of shit. I need people to tell me everything. Keiichi-kun, hypothetically, if you had admitted you'd done something wrong right away and apologized to Mi-chan, I wonder if Rika-chan and Satoru-chan would have... Holy shit, she's like... Wow. She's like... Christ, that's mad. What? She's being so mean. I couldn't answer right away. I couldn't admit to that. She's like completely blaming me. Wasn't Reina telling me right now though that I should have admitted to my crime sooner? If I had done that and apologized, would things not have gone in such a horrible direction? Reina's eyes were filled with kindness, but they weren't naive enough to forgive me for keeping him silent, and they stared fixedly into my own. Yeah, you're right. If I had admitted my crime sooner, the Rika-chan and Satoko wouldn't have had to die or disappear. You what? I looked away for a second, I've been slapped. Jesus. The palm of Reina's hand slapped me in the cheek. God, I got a bit slapped. I stood there unmoving, my head still tilted in the direction I'd been hit. It didn't hurt, so she was a weak hoe. I don't think that anyone scolded you, Keiichi-kun, so I'm going to scold you in their place, okay? I pressed a hand to my cheek, now warm with embarrassment, and quietly stared down at Reina's feet. Foot fetish. Going somewhere you're not allowed to go is a very bad thing to do. You understand that? I'm sorry, miss. Answer me with a yes, Keiichi-kun. Yes. Oh god, this is getting like masochist. Also, what's even worse, you didn't admit to having done something so bad. You should never do anything bad in the first place, but not admitted to it or apologizing for it is much worse. Yes, I was wrong. I'm sorry, Reina. For a few moments, Reina stared at me silently and intently, as if gauging my remorse. Then finally, the tension in her face softened, and she smiled. And then went evil-eyed. Okay then, it's about time. I should be going. Alright, be sure to give this notice to your mum, okay? Also, warn her not to go out. Warn her not to go out to pass it on after it gets dark. Thanks, I don't think my mum's like a fucking idiot like you. I mean, what? I bent down to pick up the notice, which I dropped when she slapped me. The pages come out. The pages had come out of the clasp and were now making a mess on the floor. I gathered them up one by one. My hand stopped at a single, more light-hearted page with peaceful sentences dancing on it. BDSM, yeah. We still have plenty of homemade soy sauce in stock. Feel free to come to the Tsunasaki's house if you want some. What is this? I picked up the page and scanned the rest of it. They were stockpiling high-quality soy sauce at... Oh, hello. This is important. High-quality soy sauce they got from the faraway relatives in the Akita prefecture. They had gotten a big shipment recently. They couldn't use it all, so they wanted anyone who wanted some of it to feel free to come over, is what it said. As I PS, it said it arrived in barrels and to please bring a 2-litre bottle or other container for it. That's how it tied together. If you need some soy sauce, then would you go to? Then you would go to the Sonozaki house, Reina. Did you know all along? Yeah, I knew. Reina had already been suspicious of Mion as soon as she noticed that the big bottle of soy sauce was missing. Rika-chan had taken the bottle and gone to Mion's house, and there she was erased. Rika-chan wasn't coming back, so Satoko called Mion's house since she knew she had gone there, and then Satoko got called there as well. That meeting on the day the mayor disappeared, didn't Rishi-san say that the 3 families participated in it? The 3 families would include the Sonozaki family. Then he also said that the current leader was really old, so Mion frequently stood in for her at public appearances. While the mayor was returning from the shrine, Mion called out and stopped him. She talked to him and invited him to their house, and then she made him disappear. It was probably even simpler to make Shion disappear. Shion was part of the Sonozaki family. They probably knew exactly what she was doing all the time. I'm sure she even knew her part-time job schedule too. Good point. Why is the door closed? That's a very good question. Thinking back, Wasn't that Angel Mort store managed by the Sonozaki family? Setting up an ambush for her there wouldn't have been any trouble at all. I'm going to Mion. I'll go apologize. I'm going to have to put an end to everything. Mion probably won't forgive me easily, but I'll go and ask her not to sacrifice anyone else. With that decided, there was no need for me to be lazing around her. Yeah, I changed it so it only lasts like 5 seconds or so. So like it fucks people who tab out, and you're like, oh shit, I need to tab back in, and then you miss it. You gotta be paying attention, dude. I put on my shoes and slipped past Raina to exit the house. When she stopped me, I live here now. I'm going too. Raina, shouldn't you go to school? You've got to learn your maths and things. This is way more important than school. Hey, she realises. Raina, you shouldn't come. You're probably going to die. If you get wrapped up in this too, then I think I might actually go crazy. What, again? Raina didn't move her arm, which was blocking my way. Oh, she's got blocking me. No. If Keiji can disappear as well, then I think I might actually go crazy too. So I won't let you go alone. Raina argued boldly as tears welled up in her eyes. I saw them and I knew the strength of her resolve. Alright, let's go. Thank you, Raina. Raina nodded slightly but firmly and finally let down the arm blocking me. Let's go to Mion's house. I'll apologise and try not to die for the crimes I've committed. Then we'll put an end to these twisted days. After that, I'll pray that once more we can return to those fun, lively days. With Raina following me, I left the house. In front of the house, there was a car waiting. It was Rishi-san. Oh, get out of here, dude. This is a nice tune. I like this one. Hey, good morning, my Rai-san. To you too, Ryugu-san. Together so early in the morning, you make me jealous. What a truly praiseworthy man he was. If he had been lying in wait so early in the morning just to pressure me into talking, on this morning though, maybe this was actually a good opportunity. You're from the police. Oh, have I not introduced myself to you, Ryugi-san? Please excuse my rudeness. My name is Uishi from the Okonomiya Police Department. Pleased to meet you. Are we telling Uishi-san? Yeah, I think my palm is enough punishment for your crime, Keiji-kun. But we should leave me chance to these people. Oh, that's her. Pain and sadness. I looked down, and those emotions built up in my heart. I have something to tell you, Uishi-san. Well, now, what about it? Should we stand here and talk, or go inside the car? The car of death and air conditioning. In the car, please. I only continued to look down weakly. All I could do was be thankful for how dependable Raina was. Raina, best girl. Everybody's best girl apart from Mion. Mion's killing all the best girls. The TARDIS car. Yeah. Which everybody can stand up in, apparently. At Raina's urging, I revealed everything to Ishii-san. The latter, while making sure to throw in murmurs that he was paying attention every now and then, took notes. We continued that way for a while, and then he stood up. How do you feel? Don't you feel a lot better now that you've told me? Ishii-san asked this while scratching his head with his ballpoint pen. Of course, I don't feel better. The price that had been paid up until now, for me, not only up to my crimes, had been so immense. But as long as that payment wasn't returned, the load on my chest could never be removed. His radio started to emit static. This is Kumatani. Urishi-san, over. Yes, hello. This is Urishi. We got news a few minutes ago that she's been absent from school. No movement at the Sonozaki house. Our target is still on the premises. Yes, good. Keep a good watch out. Roger that. Cars 3 and 7 just arrived support and we've returned to base. Also, I think the division chief was looking for you, Urishi-san. He keeps annoying me. He keeps annoying me too. Even though I keep telling him I'm trying to get in touch with you. What should I do? Nah. If you're hard pressured for an answer, tell him you're actually under orders not to wake me from my morning nap. Got it. The radio goes silent. Sorry about that. It was about work. He just said there was no movement at the Sonozaki house, didn't he? Oh my, did it sound like that to you? This won't do. Please, keep that secret, alright? Oh, why is he keeping secrets from me? I don't have permission from the division chief to be making private inquiries like this. Oh yeah, I remember now. Ushi-san has suspected me for a long time. He's the person who's... Maybe he's behind it all. Oh. He's one that actually knows what's going on. Nor for questioning witnesses, or for searching houses. We don't have permissions for anything, really. Sonosaki House's defense is said to protect the family. The family members are also in full working condition. Without a warrant, we can't do anything about anything, unless the crime happens right in front of us. Why is he laughing? Rishi-san, could you be? Raina's tone of voice alone was enough to make her spite clear as she stared at Rishi. Oh, look at that pout. You can't set foot in the Sonosaki house. Were you trying to use Oh my god. Were you trying to get Keiji-kun to go in there instead? Reina, what do you mean? This person, just as I thought, he plays really dirty. Stop, you're hurting my reputation. That said, I'm all ears to your explanation, okay? Rishi-san lit a cigarette and responded to Reina, wearing an expression implying he was calm and willing to let her comment slide. I almost read that as commit suicide somehow. You can't get a warrant, but you always have your eyes on Michan because you thought she was suspicious. Yes. You plotted to incite Keiji-kun and have him go to the Sonosaki house. Then, if something were to happen to him, you would have used that as an excuse to go in. Isn't that right? I only understood about half of what Reina was saying. I knew, however, that Uishi-san had been trying to use me. Oh, the asshole. Even if Keiji-kun got hurt as a result, have you no shame? Is this how the police do things? Apparently. Bye. It seems like we have an incredible detective on our hands. Oh my. Would you be interested in taking our exam? I'll gladly write a recommendation letter to get you into the detective division. Wow, he's a dickhead. You're despicable. Reina spoke quietly, her words dripping with hostility. I've been insulted in all kinds of ways in my life, but one or two words from a young girl is always the roughest for me. Even so, I suppose I should thank you for not arresting Michan yet. Don't mention it. Ushi-san seemed to be enjoying his exchange with Reina. The things this man thought were like a swamp. I could barely see past the surface. It reminded me again of how much I disliked him. Now then, as two esteemed friends of me and Sonosaki-san, what do you plan on doing now? Will you wait kindly for me to go over the evidence and request a warrant? Or are you going to bust in there? Today. Two-faced fat bastard. Yeah, pretty much. No, we won't wait for that. We'll go, and we'll make Michan surrender herself. That's right. If she turned herself in rather than be arrested, she might get a lighter sentence. At this point, perhaps that was the only pity I could find it in me to afford her. I see. I wonder if it will go that way. If you're careless, you two may face danger, you know. Ushi-san was measuring our resolve. So in a strong voice I declared, "We're fully prepared." Ushi-san gave us an unpleasant yet seemingly satisfied grin. It was then that I realised this man was trying to use us for his own convenience. He'd only realised. Only now. If anything should happen to us, use that as an excuse. Though my greatest hope is that you will surround the place so that the criminal can't get away. Nah. Ugi-san, you're good at negotiating too. I'm throwing in the towel. I surrender. But what are you talking about? If the policemen surround Michan's house, then this would be an insurance for the worst case scenario. For the worst case. Plus it would be another way of pressuring Mion to give herself up, wouldn't it? Irishi to Kuma-chan. This is Kumatani. Go ahead. Our two friends are going to play at the Sonosaki house. Make arrangements so that we can reinforce them if needed. Roger. Their altogether too short conversation implied that our questioner was already part of their plans. Ooh. Then, let's get going. Want to buy some tea biscuits on the way there? Neither Reina nor I went along with Rishi-san's stupid joke. No. I have a feeling this scene's going to be very long, and I don't want to stop in the middle of it. So I kind of, want to stop pretty soon. Maybe now. I don't know. I might do a few more minutes, but I kind of, as soon as we get into the scene, I kind of want to wait. Leave that till tomorrow. Yeah, I think, especially if it's what I think it is. Yeah. Okay, I'll stop that. I'm sorry. You could have said that before. I would have stopped at the end of that last chapter if you had to go. That's alright. I tried to start it a bit earlier today, but it kind of just went on longer. Alright, I'll stop that there. I was going to play some Persona if you still want to hang out, anybody. But yeah, we'll leave that for tomorrow. I feel that's going to be a good 3 hours, I think, at least. So I'll do that tomorrow, like, I guess I'll do it a little bit early, like